From the best news headquarters in the world, this is Breaking News, a recap. Wesley Newfarmer and Jessica Pratt.
Good evening and welcome to Breaking News, a recap. I'm Kirin, Hilliar, standing in for Wesley Newfarmer and Jessica Pratt, who I guess are simply less competent than I am. On with the news. Tech giant Google made news this week when a male employee wrote a memo detailing why men are biologically better suited to be engineers than women. In response, Google decided to take a firm step against workplace discrimination and sexism in the tech industry with a series of sweeping new policies and educational outreach to girls around the world by firing the one employee who wrote the one memo. And now it's time for our Game of Thrones recap of the week and upcoming spoilers.
Hey, what's going on here? Did we have a broadcast I didn't know about?
What? Don't worry about it. I've got it.
Why do you guys always do this without telling me?
You just seem so busy and important.
This is exactly what happened when I was a kid.
I was just practicing anyway.
Well, I'm here now, and we can get started.
Yes. Why don't you take this one?
Yes, why don't I take this one? It's my show anyway. While we were away, President Trump sent out a tweet announcing a new policy banning trans people from serving in the military. Thus far, military leadership has ignored the commander-in-chief's wishes. While some might call this a coup d'etat, I say, yup, and I'm okay with that.
Coffee may help you live longer, according to 2 studies published recently. They found that drinking coffee lowered the risk of death from any cause, whether the drink was caffeinated or not. But coffee carries risks for some people. Our favourites include the inability to sleep and over-regular bowel movements.
Good thing I never drink the stuff.
What's in there?
Doesn't matter.
We now turn to...
Wait, what about Jessica?
Who? Oh yes, her. She's still in the business?
Mm-hmm.
I guess we can see what she has to say. Jess, are you there?
Yeah, please be there. Please be there, Jess.
Thank you, Wesley. I'm here in London, England, with a special breaking news recap. Earlier this week, transcripts were released of the startling conversations Donald Trump has had with certain world leaders. Back in February, the breaking news team made light of the conversation he had with Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull. Turns out, we went far off the mark.
Look here, Trunchpole. This is probably the stupidest idea that anyone has ever made since the history of the world began. And I would know. I make stupid deals all the time. We can't possibly take in thousands
Not thousands, just over 1,000.
possible terrorists because you and Obama were in love with each other.
Like how you're in love with Vladimir Putin?
You leave Pootie out of this, okay?
Scarily accurate. Well, that's all for me on location. I'll be back in the breaking news studio next week, where I look forward to being reunited with Wesley and for Kirin to be out of my seat and somewhere else.
Thank you, Jessica, for that report. Those were some good times. It almost feels like you're back.
That's just silly. Thanks for that final report, Jessica. We'll miss you.
No, wait, I'm coming back.
Sure you will. Time to check in with other up-and-coming authoritarians around the world. In Venezuela, the new Constitutional Assembly convened for the first time this week. Likely to give President Nicolas Maduro dictator-like powers, the new head of the assembly took aim at the US by saying, "To the head of the savage and barbarous empire, don't mess with Venezuela because Venezuela will never surrender." Any similarities between this and other global leaders is strictly coincidental.
Former pharmaceutical executive Martin Shkreli, who gained notoriety for hiking the price of EpiPens and anti-infection medicine 5,000%, was convicted this week in an unrelated case. Shkreli was found guilty of misleading investors and stealing money from one of his companies.
This was a witch hunt of epic proportions, and maybe they found 1 or 2 broomsticks.
The Corrections Department anticipates the price of personal lubricant at the prison commissary will now skyrocket about 5,000%. Enjoy those broomsticks, Martin.
Well, that's all the time we have for tonight. If you liked my show,
Our show!
please share amongst your friends. If you didn't, maybe this will help.
But no matter how far or how wide I roam, I still call Australia homophobic.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Can't wait to see you next time, a week or so after the news actually happens.
Jess, come back! Save the show!